I've been whittling away at this for about 2 hours. I don't want to ruin it, so you go slow. I don't know what this wood is, but it is really beautiful wood from an old piano. And you can see the original there, and this is how wide it has to be. That's how much we lost, actually, trying to get this thing out of here, the plate. And this is actually going to fit in here pretty nice now, like so. It's flush there, and it's going to line up good here. I'm going to have to re-veneer this though on the end. Just got damaged, but we have veneer to match that. This was veneered into that curve and passed into here, up to there. You can see where somebody did something there. Maybe that's factory, because this had to be put in after the plate's in. So I'm actually have to do the same thing. Plate goes in first, and this conforms to it right here. Like so. Oh, that's pretty close too. Not much space after it's in. So yeah, this was put in after. That's a pain. So, do the reenactment. That's why we had to make sure this pin block is good. And I'm doing the same thing over there now. Got to remove the excess like we did on this side. Here's a little souvenir, like we said. And I'll be ready to put the plate in. Can't wait. Okay, I'm having a hard time getting used to this iPhone thing. We got this clamped in place. Gonna need a shim here, but that's okay. But this turned out okay. We got to put a little block of wood here. This was destroyed when we removed it, and this is the same wood as this. Big deal, right? But anyway, it's just a filler, and I'm going to veneer over it. But it has to fit in here, and you can see where it was originally. Let's see if I can get this right there. You can see the mark. It was a piece of wood, like a filler, that went in here, and this was glued on top of it. Maybe. I didn't see any glue marks under here that indicated that this was glued to that. But boy, this was certainly glued in there. We had a hard time with that. I can see the saw mark right there. We had to cut that out. And then cut all the way down there. That was tough. Anyways, I'm going to put this piece. I got it marked here. Right there. And I'm going to go and cut this out and put this in here and glue this in here and surface this so that it has the right contour here to match this up here. And then I guess we'll put the plate in. I might have to veneer this first. I don't know how they did that, because there is no room between here and the plate. When it goes right by here like this plate, it's like about this far away. Well, it goes under here. That's how close it is. So we'll see. Hopefully. Gonna fit this side soon. This side over here is all fit. Ready to go. Ready to glue in, except for maybe a little shim here. And right now I got a little piece that I'm fitting in here. And I'm gonna do that. It's here somewhere. So then we can put the plate in. Here's that little piece. Made it out of the same wood that this is made out of, this yellow wood. And it's supposed to fit right in there like that. Gotta make that cut now. Oops. There. That gets glued in. And then this is glued on top of it. And after these are both glued in, I guess I can run the veneer over that seam. So, oops, stuck. Anyways. Okay. Here's the piece we glued in. Gotta get used to this camera. Doesn't appear as if this was glued to this. This doesn't have any glue marks, and it has a scribe right there as to where it ended. That piece there, that white piece. And this goes right in here like so. And if you look real close, looks like this here is the end of a brush mark. See that detail? Because the plate is about this far away. Very close to this. There's no space between here to work. And that looks like a brush mark went like that. And what we need to do now, I'm going to color this in. I can do some color magic there. Rather than spend oodles of time to re-veneer this, I would have to take this down. You see, it ends here. I got the rosewood to match, but it's a lot of work to take this down, and I can do as good as they did anyway. I'm going to get rid of this black stuff here. This is obviously something they put over this. This is the case finish, but this is like done after the plate was in, because you can't put these things in with the plate there. This goes on top of it. So I'm going to run a piece of veneer like this though here to match this. I have some, and that'll look very nice. I may go all the way up to here. You see, if I slice it here and chisel this out, there'll be continuity with the veneer, but that's pretty tough, pretty hard to bend. I'm going to have to do some magic to bend that rosewood that sharp in there without shattering it. So we'll see. And this lifts right out. This piece is all set to go in. We follow the original contours. Even the color's still there. Huh. Okay. So that's next. This came out pretty good. Not too bad. $33B again. Steel wool dust over the soundboard. Anyways, I'm getting ready to put the plate in, and this time when it goes in, it probably will stay in. And just a quick look, we did all the setting of these heights of these nose bolts. Some of them were loose. We had to tighten them up in the wood below. And here's a quick look at our pin block again that we took a lot of time to put in, and a lot of effort to make it fit well. There we have it. And I'm just going to take our protective coating off here, of course, before we put it in. And there is one of the nose bolts. Here's the piece of wood we colored in from here to here to blend it in with the case. And these nose bolts, they're gold plated. Flash gold. See, where is it? There it is. That nice, huh? It's not in too bad a condition, this gold. We're going to leave it. It's original. I could gold plate them again now. We know how to do that. But it's just like the A-graphs. Some of the gold and some of the brass leaches into the gold and makes it look more brassy than gold. So it's a little brassy yellow color. It's got to be nickel plated first, or that happens. So here we go. Here's the plate. I'm not going to show you going up and down or going in. No, we're just going to put it in and then I'll show you later. But there's all our A graphs. Those are the originals. Not all of them, as we had seen in a video before. So let's do it and we'll see. Okay, I wasn't going to show any of this plate going in, but I'm checking around my perimeter here. I'm just getting used to this iPhone here, how to aim it. I never did this before, so you got to make sure there's no debris on the bottom here. Lumps or stuff. Oh, what's this? Something here. Looks like a bump in the casting here. Right there. Something there. Well, anyways, what brought my attention to it was this over here. I was feeling these things down here. These pins, they stick through the plate. Right there. Well, that's no big deal. But I did notice how close it is to the hole here. And in the back of the case, we have the holes right there from the hitch pins. Good thing this is soft wood. If that was maple here, that would have been some troubles. All of them together, they wouldn't sink in so easy. But that's, I think these are pine. I'm not sure, spruce. Might be spruce. Anyways, I think I'll leave it. Seeing how they're already dented in. It's gonna go right where it's supposed to be. Okay, let's put that in. All these nose bolts, they go into the beams below. Everything seemed to have shrunken and moved just a little bit. Just enough so that some of these nose bolts, like 5 or 6 of them, didn't line up and I had to reline them. And also our little piece of wood here that we put in here is too close to the plate, as you can see. This piece of wood was destroyed, I guess, when the plate came out. So now I got to take some more off of there, as you can see. It's jamming up against here. So out the plate comes again. This is like the 6th time I went in and out. Hopefully, after I trim that, I'll be done. But up here, it's fitting really tight. So tight, as a matter of fact, I got to pull the plate back a little bit to get it to fit in there. It looks really good. Okay, we'll do that. Well, there's all our measurements. It wasn't that easy. So now, I gotta put these screws in. Look at how long they are. Pretty long. 3 of them go here. And these here screw into that metal plate below. Whereas before, they only had little screws holding that. I have one here somewhere. Little short screws here and none here. So I'm glad that this went in place. It's been rough right now, so this has got to come up here. It's got to tighten up. This thing actually snugs up to this plate. And we got these 3 screws here. Everything seems to be lining up. And I must say that those nose bolts, these, were a nightmare. Very difficult to put in because if the bolts aren't perfectly straight, if they don't go into the holes below and are square, straight up and down, this plate is really trouble to get in here. You have 19 of these things. Now we got to snug them up to the plate. Put a wrench under here and you tighten this up until they touch here. And then we got to deal with the fiasco of the knobs. 19 brass knobs. Okay, and we'll do it. Let's see, how did our thing turn out under here? Really well. This plate we have, steel plate under here. Looks really good. All of these bolts lined up with the steel when I put it in there, and that's a good thing. At least some things go right. So all these have to be snugged up. They're all in there loose right now. That's what we have. Very unintrusive. Nobody will ever know that that steel plate is in there unless they know Chickerings and they know I'm not supposed to be in there. Now see these two screws here? They're the only ones with the flat slots because I've had them hanging around here in the drawer for 25 years. And these other ones here are all Phillips heads. Now see, there's the round dots there. You can see this comes through from up above. There. Whoops, my finger's in front of the camera. There. And when all that's snugged up, it's going to sandwich this together. And this will never be able to roll down again. So we'll see. Plate installation. Okay, everything seems to be lining up. Getting our screws in here. And these around the perimeter, I think I'm going to clean them up with a little wire brush because they're pretty cruddy. There's no need to put them back in like that cruddy. Look at this one, kind of rusty and cruddy. So I have the powder. I got some bronze powder that matches this pretty well. There's some over there in the corner. It is really bronze powder, so it will tarnish in time. And it just might match this a little better after it does. Not too bad. Okay, let's do it. Steel brush all these screws. There's a bunch of them around here, 24 of them, I think. And we'll be back. Well, here's one here. That's not too good. We ain't gonna put that one back. We could, but I have replacements right here. Nope, that's an original. That one's going back in. 1, 2, 3, but anyways, I have some replacements for this right here. But a lot of them. We save all the screws from these old uprights and grand pianos, and some of these screws are almost as old as this piano, so this one is shot, and it goes over here. But you can see, if you look close, that was broken when they put it in, and the broken part was underneath the molding. See, they turned this screw this way, and the bronze powder, you know, that's a factory job because the gold powder is over it, and it goes under the molding that goes here. It covers all of this. Yeah, so we're going to put a new one in there. Well, a new one. A replacement. And no one will ever know. So let's do it good. Okay, putting in the screws. Clean them up. They look pretty good. And this is what we put them in with. This handy dandy big tool that we use to screw in. It's a beauty. It's antique. And this is what happens sometimes. It's not unexpected, but I really wish it didn't happen this time. See that right there? The head broke off. This is one of the originals. Yes, pretty upsetting. Sometimes you can tell by looking at the casting if there was a defect in it from the beginning. Like that dark spot right there where it got oxygen. It may have been cracked for a while. But now I gotta back it out with a chisel. Punch, just keep punching it, reverse it and pull it out and get a replacement from our magic screw bin. But everything else is going good. That's hard up against the plate there. And that's where it should be in the summertime. I had this plate in here before the humidity hit and it didn't hit there. So that's a good live soundboard. It's going up and down. Okay, let's do the screw thing. There's our replacement screw. This is the one that broke off in there. Right there. Nice. Just like the original. Anyways, I guess we're ready to put the nose bolts on. I mean, the knobs that go on here. And this is how you do it. You can reach this from here. And we can tighten these up. These are easy. Just turn them up until they touch the plate. All of these. That one too. But these under here, these are going to be a tough time. I can't get my wrench under here. And it's difficult to get between here. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn the piano up on its side so I can get at them from the back. And that will probably make it a lot easier. Well, take a look at this. That nose bolt right there was put in crooked. See how it's leaning forward? And if this was straight up and down, this would be over here. Now, this is kind of loose in the hole. I did it on purpose, so it had enough room to push this over this way to get this to line up with the hole down here. You can see it's not right. And what makes you wonder if I got it right? Well, all the other ones are straight. All of these are very straight up and down. And this one made it a nightmare to put in because it didn't line up with the hole at first. And look how that bolt is sticking out crooked at the top. Now the knob, the brass knob that goes on there, might have some difficulty putting it on. But this is some of the nightmares we have with some of these projects. Everything else is good. The soundboard is hard up against the plate here. Hear that? That's good. That's the way it's supposed to be. So let's continue with these nose bolt things. I have 1, 2, 3, or 4 set. 3, 4 I can reach easily before I have to turn it upside down again.